Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
Most of the functions that a lawyer needs to know assist them in business and financial computations. These functions can be used both for the law firm as well as its clients. For example, figuring out the future value of a purchased asset is often useful for both parties. In this chapter, we will discuss some of the most commonly used functions that legal professionals should know how to use. While it is often said that it's always important to have a calculator available as a lawyer, Excel also doubles as a calculator that contains a vast array of business functions that can assist both you and your clients in many ways. The first function that we will be learning about is the PV function. The PV function assists you in determining the present value of an investment. The present value is the total amount that a series of future payments is worth right now. For example, when you borrow money, the present value to the lender is the original loan amount. While this may not seem like a function that you would use very often, the PV function contains many arguments that allow it to be very useful. Note that arguments are simply the pieces of information that are needed by a function in order to return a result. Let's examine the syntax of the PV function and the arguments that the function uses. The formula syntax is equals PV open parenthesis, the rate argument, comma, the number of payments argument, comma, the payment argument, comma, the optional future value argument, comma, the optional type argument, and then a closed parenthesis. The different arguments are, first of all, the rate, which is required. This is the interest rate per period. For example, if you receive an interest rate of 6% per year on a loan, the monthly rate on the payments would be 6% divided by 12, or 0.5%. You could enter 6% divided by 12, or 0.5%, or 0.005 into the formula for the rate argument. Next is the number of payments, which is also a required argument. The total number of payment periods is what this argument represents. So for example, if you make monthly payments on a 6-year loan, the loan has 72 payments. You would enter 72 as the number of payments argument within the formula. Next is the payment argument, and this is also required. This is the unchanging payment made each period. Typically, it includes payment and interest, but no fees. On a $10,000 loan at a 6% annual interest rate for 6 years, the payment amount would be $165.73. You could enter negative $165.73 into the formula as the payment argument. The future value argument is optional, and this is the future value or cash balance that you want to attain after the last payment is made. If omitted, this argument is assumed to be zero. For example, if you wanted to save $50,000 over 20 years, then $50,000 would be entered as the FV argument in the formula. Note that if the FV argument is omitted, then the payment argument is required. And finally, the type argument. This is also optional, and you can enter 0 or omit it entirely if payments are due at the end of the period. Enter 1 if the payments are due at the beginning of each period.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.